Hello, it says we're on the air. Hi, everybody. Hi, RV Lucky. I'm getting ready to send you a link. You can come in and join us and chat. Type you in here. Stretching my fingers a little bit. It takes me just a second. I don't see it on there.
Not it right there?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought I had everything ready. Okay. I don't see him on my. He's in there, but I'll do it the way I'm used to doing it. So I'm going to copy, and then we'll close this window. And I do some copy and pasting because the other way it's too hard to do it. So, okay, RV Lucky, I'm going to be posting it to your YouTube like I usually do, because otherwise I don't know how else to send you one. Oh, it'll take me just a minute because I got one of my screens down small. I'm going to go to the about. It'll take me just a second to paste it this way. Got to do these small windows. Fun. Enter. Paste. Where's my send button? Wow. Yeah, I guess there's easier ways, but this has been the best way for me.
I've never done this. I have no idea.
Okay, RV Lucky, I sent you one and your Yahoo. And this will down here tell viewers are watching us right now.
So that would be RV Lucky?
Yep, that must be. Oh, there he's got Rob. Hi, Rob. How's it going? I have got something to show you. I don't know how long you could be here. So I'll give you a quick preview. They happen to come today. Let's see if I can get the glare off. I hold it still enough. Seems like my camera's a little bit blurred there. It says, D's Nomad Adventures. Follow me on YouTube. He says stop by for a minute. It's also a little bit of a delay from when we to actually see it. So sometimes I might pause because it's a little bit delay for them to get it. That's why I got this on here. As long as I got it on mute, I can run that. Let me skip the ad.
So is it live?
Yeah, we're live. We're live here, but over here I got the side window. And I got it on mute so I can kind of see.
Yeah, they're seeing right now?
Yeah, that's what they see right now.
Oh, so that's a horrible picture.
I know it's like fuzzy or something. I don't know if this little eye needs to be cleaned or what. But yeah, I have me a visitor here. See, now I'm moving my hand from last time. Okay, so there's like a minute delay. We got 3 watchers now. 4 watchers. Hello, everybody. Okay, I have a visitor here who has a little bit of a YouTube channel. She's trying to stay off to the sidelines there because this is her first time really on channel live. And also she likes to stay behind the camera also. So I told her, said, we'll get her used to that. This is Vanny Granny.
Hello.
On YouTube. And she's working on her van and updating it. And didn't get no pictures tonight, but I will ask her if I can get a little pictures of her update of her van tomorrow before she leaves. And she likes wine. You're like in a wine club, wine tasting club, or just a wine club?
Wine tasting.
So I decided, since she was coming, this is her second visit. We actually have a little time to sit and visit. I got some Lambrusco Riuniti. It's a cheaper wine if you like red wine. Very good. And we're going to sit here and share some wine and talk and have a little live YouTube. And also got a few things to show everybody. I should give you yours first. You're the guest. You're the guest. I got to do yours first. Everybody, wine. Oh, I ain't had some wine in a long time. That's enough.
That's plenty. Thank you.
So, yes, Vanny Granny is on YouTube. She's doing a van, and she started out with an empty van, and she's upgrading it.
Turning it into a simple camper.
Yep.
Nothing fancy. They'll just keep it simple, sweetie.
Yep, your basics with your bed and your little potty and your necessities and stuff like that.
Well, the potty's a luggable loo, so it's really a 5-gallon bucket with a seat.
Yeah, you ain't the first one with a luggable out there. So, hey, Lucky, did you get the invite yet? I'll give you a minute to respond to that. Anybody else want to come in on the chat? You're welcome to come in too. We're just having a little live hangout, and I'm having my visitor here, Vanny Granny. She's also in this Tennessee state, and she does a lot of travel around with her van right now, visiting family and different things. So when she gets the chance, she stops by the Smokies and comes and visits. Oh, where's Cindy? Hey, Cindy.
I'm just visiting. I was coming through. I live in Tennessee as well, and I was headed back from DC, so this was on the way.
Yep, she's just visiting. And Cindy, I got your package today. I haven't opened. Well, I kind of opened it to take a little peek, but I haven't actually took everything out of the box yet. But thank you very much. I'm very pleased. And I got some work to do tomorrow, my day off. She says I am working, so we'll only be chatting in the sidebar. That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, we're gonna just chat. And I was at the Dollar Tree. Let's see. Hey, can't stand long. Okay. Hey, Vic. Can't stay long, but what?
I think that's a smiley face.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I was at the Dollar Tree when my mom and that was here. We went to a Dollar Tree. And I come across some things that was like memorabilia type things that I just couldn't resist to pick up a couple. And I had to show and kind of bring back some memories to all of you. And this is one. These are actually larger than what they used to make them. But who remembers these? We used to call them candy dots. Look how big they are, according to my fingers. Almost big as a fingerprint. But yeah, I had to show them. We used to get them a lot when we was kids. Open it. You will need to use it before because yeah, I kind of like pre-opened it and peeked inside and that's why I said I've got me a little bit of project to do tomorrow. Then I'll have to show everybody my little gift from you. Can't wait to see your new camera at work. Oh yeah, everybody likes new cameras. Okay, this is the other thing that I found that I'm sure y'all older folks remember. I bet everybody, or majority of people, after you drank the Kool-Aid out of them, you probably chewed on the wax afterwards like gum.
Oh, well, if they're over 40 or 50.
Yeah. Like I said, oh, this was at a Hobby Lobby. Oh, I thought that was Dollar Store. It says Hobby Lobby sticker on there. Well, I told the fib. And then I found 2 little DVDs. I don't recall seeing these in a lifetime, which, you know, a lifetime, I'm 51 now. So we've got, try to take the glare off. Who remembers Gumby?
I remember Gumby.
Yeah. I remember it, but I don't remember actually the show itself. I can remember, you know.
I remember the toy.
Yeah,
I remember having the toy.
Yep, and you had some of them that were kind of stretchy
Yeah.
and bendable, and
Yeah.
But as
And what was
and
his
the little horse?
What's his name? Pokey.
Yeah, Pokey and Gumby.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vic says soda pops, Kool-Aid, please, peoples, please, PPS. Cindy says no recognition needed. some new and some items sent from the heart of downsizing. Okay, Cindy. But I do enjoy it. I did peek in the box and see what it was, and I'm going to get it put up tomorrow.
Cindy had Gumbies. She said she had 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine were like stretchable, what's bendables, you know, they're just like the Gumby. They're rubbery and
that was
stuff. And the little horse pokey. And I mean, as far as actually the show, I
don't remember
visualize, I can see little bits of Gumby standing there or the little horse pokey, but I don't recall real vividly of a whole show. So yeah, I had to pick this up for $1, and I'll show my grandkids the kind of cartoons we used to watch. And the other one is, he used to be one of my favorites. For some reason, I don't know, something about the little black and white cat. Maybe it was his voice or whatever. But I used to love watching Felix the Cat and Woody Woodpecker. So,
you know, my daughter and I were having a discussion the other day. Does anyone remember when DVDs replaced tapes?
I don't know exactly when, but was it in the 80s? I got out of high school.
I know my kids were born in the early 80s.
We had VHS.
Yeah, we had the VHS tapes
in the early 80s. It was because I remember, because I got married to my first husband. It was in 83, 80, and we bought us a VHS player.
Yeah.
And that's when we had VHS.
And I have all the kids' movies on VHS because my kids were born in 83 and 84.
Yeah.
But I don't know when it switched to DVDs. And I don't remember when it went from tapes to CDs. Because all my baby stuff, you know, like the little things of baby songs are all on
cassette
tapes. Yeah.
What about the 8-track players?
Well, we're not even going to go back that far.
Let's see.
Casper. I loved Casper.
Yeah. Felix too was a great show, and Casper, says Cindy. And VHS and CD, then DVD. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Vic says, yeah, I fought that hard. Still have all my tapes. Still have the VHS and 8-track. See, I did mention 8-track. My first car, wanted to drive and turn 16. I had now this was in, like beginning of the 80s. So I had a 63 Dodge Dart, turquoise green color that my dad found me. Kind of a little rusted and, banged up a little bit, but for me, it was a good car. And it had, or we put in, I think it was an 8-track player. And all my dad had for 8-tracks was, like the oldies, the rock and roll oldies and stuff. So they kind of fit the car. I go around driving and plug in the 8-track and be singing around, with the old music. CDJs had a track that was also used like DVD before DVD.
All right, that's way too technical for me.
CDJs. I'm not
I don't
too
know what
familiar
that
with
is.
that, Cindy. I probably know, but it don't hit me right off the top of my head. It's that old age thing going on. I had some cassette tapes. I think my son was about 14. And he watched this one movie. I can't remember what the movie it was. Them two goofy guys. It'll come to me eventually, or it'll hit somebody. But during this movie, they were playing a theme from Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, I believe it was. And my son's like, Mom, and he kept playing movie over. He goes, man, I love this song. Do you know if we'll be able to get this, find it in the store and that? Because it was like what do they call that when they do a song?
A remake?
A remake. I was only going to say refurbished.
Remake. So
it was a remake of the Queen. And I happened to go into the closet, and I dug out of the closet, and I just so happened to have like a boombox at the time. Found a cassette player and the cassette that had Queen on it, and got it set up and stuff like this. I went to this room, what you're looking for, and I hit the play button, and the Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody started, and he's just like, oh my God, can I have it? So,
his mom was cool.
Yeah, his mom was cool then. Even though it was on cassette, it was still cool. Let's see. Vic says, I gotta go. Wish I could stay. Sounds like fun. Well, good that you come in and visit. Nice to see you again, Vic.
Glad you could stop by.
Hopefully I can do another live one before Christmas. We'll see what's happening. Not that I'm really busy with campground being slow.
Yeah, it's pretty empty here.
Yeah. And she pulled up, what was it? Something you said, and I said, does it really matter? Look how empty it is down there.
But no, it wasn't about parking. I don't remember.
She said something that was kind of comical, you know, and I said, well, it really doesn't matter. Look how empty it is down there. Like, we got a lot of space. Something about which way coming up the hill or something.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. Yeah.
I said, yeah, it really don't matter. I mean, there's really nobody down there right now.
It's pretty empty. And I thought that maybe there would be people that wanted to come do Christmas in the Smokies. I mean, you hear about Christmas in the Smokies.
I think a lot more people go over by Pigeon Forge because they got the whole street full of them lights.
Mm-hmm.
And in the median area is all these statues of lights and everything. So I think a lot of people go more over that way. And plus, Dolly has a lot of Christmas themed stuff going on at Dollywood, and out here it's just, you know, you're camping. If you want more quiet and solitude, yeah, you know, out here's the place to go. And I think they said Klingman's Dome, they closed the road December 1st. Caves Cove, last I knew, was still open. But otherwise, from here you go Wears Valley to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg or up in the mountains. So, plus several restaurants and stuff right here in town closed down, so there's really not a whole lot going on.
They just closed for the winter.
Yeah. You become solitude loners out here.
Well, we did go out to dinner tonight, and when we pulled up in the parking lot, they must have been watching, because before we even got to the front door, the hostess had the correct number of menus and a seat picked out for us. And yeah, they were happy to see us.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we got some people. Peanut wants to come say hi. Got a little harness on. You go say hi to everybody. It's my little Peanut. You're the one that was in the video dancing, huh? You was in there, do, Merry Christmas. Did you see that video?
Yes.
The elfin video. Here's the star of the elfin video, Mr. Peanut. All right, you can hop down now. He thinks he's got to have attention right now. So who else wants to come in? I see I got 6 people out there. Where'd Mr. Lucky go? He's right here. It said send him a link, and then I don't see him yet.
Is there any place where it shows you who's watching?
No, it just tells you how many viewers. It doesn't say who it is. So if they say hi or just put a smiley face or something, then you can see who they are, their name or something.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
That's why sometimes some of them don't want to be, you know, known. So it's just like they're just watching. They don't want to say who they are and stuff, but that don't matter. That's why I got the little side chat. So if they say something, then we can see them, because otherwise, if I had just this window open, they have no idea. Yep, don't know. See, was there anything else I was going to show you? I showed you that.
Oh, well, hello, Lucky.
Oh, there you are. Were you coming in to chat? Did you get your link? I'll give you a minute to.
Now, are we waiting on the lag time?
Yeah. Because up here, you'll see when we pause, and that way you'll know. You see.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a minute lag. See, now we're waiting. We're watching ourselves. This is all new to her, so she's
I'm just this is the first time I've ever done this, or
first time
I've watched live. People on chats, but I've done the sidebar stuff, but I've never done the speaking and people seeing me.
Okay, Lucky, I'll try again. I sent it to your YouTube page under messages. Let me try again. Click over here. I tried it on the ad here, but I didn't come up with your. Is it capitalized? No, it's not capitalized. So we're gonna try it again.
I thought I saw it.
Well, there was one there, but it didn't show a picture.
Oh, so it might not have been him. You don't think that's him?
Because see, this one here, it's got his picture on it, and these here don't show pictures, so those are not the correct ones. So that's why I didn't want to click that and invite somebody on there that I don't know, because on the that's on the Google.
Oh.
So instead of the Google, we're gonna see. Let me go to my subscribers list. It'll probably be easier for me to do it that way. It takes me just a second to get to that. I'm going to try to send you another one, Lucky, in a different way, so that way I can. You just don't want to put it out there for everybody. You know that. Well, first time I did that, I had a bunch of Spanish people come in talking in Spanish and stuff. I knew a few words, but all of a sudden they were like taking over. I'm like, okay, out.
Why would
I put the link up so anybody can come in when they want to come in.
Right.
And
they just want to come in and not talk about what you're talking about?
They were talking Spanish. I didn't even know who they were, and it's like
That's funny.
It was weird. I'm like, okay, they gotta go. All right, let's see. I need to go to look up here, video manager. I'm getting there, Lucky. It takes me a minute. You should know that. Community. Hear my neck popping? Probably not. Sometimes it will if I open my mouth. Hear a clock click. Subscribers. Okay, we move this over. Okay, I'm going to open up the screen a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And let's see. Oh, there you are. I thought I heard some noise. I'm like looking out. The dog was making a noise over here. It was Lucky.
Hang on, I got a phone.
There he is.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. You're doing
now it went down one viewer. Is that because Lucky's no longer considered a viewer, or did somebody hang up?
Yeah, he's on the panel now, so he's not considered a viewer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he's actually on the panel. So yeah, you'll see.
But now it's 6
views,
again.
Yeah, you'll see his views go down. So I'm gonna pop back here, and okay. Sorry about my security guard came in to talk. Oh, okay. Okay, we got his link. They're tearing up that bone. Have to get going. Nice to see y'all. Nice to see y'all too. Or nice to see y'all too, Rob. And yeah, I'll be doing a separate little video on the stickers there. Cindy, you never did a tour of your home? No, I am still working on a few things of getting a few more things sorted out, but it's getting there. It's really getting there. It was a lot more than I expected. But yeah, you'll get a tour. I haven't got all my own touches on it, but we'll still get a tour. RV Lucky will be right back. He had a phone call. Who's fussing? That must be Digger. I see Mr. Lucky's wearing his Christmas hat too. So basically, right now at the campground, as I was saying before, it's still slow. I haven't heard back on the urine test yet. I tried calling the temp service today and asked them if they've heard anything yet, because it said take about 2 or 3 days. Of course, with the weekend, it's going to take a little bit longer. Plus, when I got there Wednesday night, they usually don't do any testing or take samples after 4:15. I was there like at 4, so I kind of caught it right at the minute. So we give what? Have to send it out Thursday, Friday. So I'm hoping at least by tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I should hear something. But the temp service said they didn't get anything back yet. That I am on a 7-day active list for eligibility for a job. That they do have several positions, and hopefully this gets done quick and I get to work quickly, because funds are quite minimal. I got my check this week or today for this week, and went to the store, got a few necessities, and half of that's gone already. So it tells you minimal, just like my other ones. But it'll fall through. It just takes time. And the way my luck goes, things happen like last minute or right at the edge. So let's see. Cindy, packing Bodie up tomorrow, so hopefully we can get him on to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and with Santa's hat before he leaves. Oh, yeah, he's got to go off to the job and go to work, huh? It's warm in here. If you want, you can crack that window. There's a crank there.
This.
Yep, there's a little crank. Just turn it.
Which righty tighty, lefty loosey?
Yeah, I think it works that way.
Yeah.
You'll feel it start coming loose.
There we go.
Well, right open, left close, or something like that.
But it's supposed to be righty tighty, lefty loosey. Oh, that feels good.
I know. All of a sudden, I'm just starting. It's got to be that menopause, the taking the mini vacation thing, because all of a sudden I just start sweating. It's like, or it might be the wine too. I forgot I was sipping wine.
I saw one of those little plaques one time that says, "We don't call them hot flashes, we call them power surges."
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
The one I liked was it's a mini trip to the island or mini trip to the beach.
Mm.
But yeah, Lambrusco, very good. One of my favorites.
It is very good. I'm enjoying it.
I'm not so much for white wines because they're dry. And I've already got like dry throat, so if I drink, some kind of a dry wine, it's like I'm wanting something else because I'm drinking when I'm thirsty and cotton mouth. And
I thought I liked white wines, and then I started going to these wine tastings, and I discovered I don't. I like red wines.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought I liked white wines, but
blush.
I like red wines.
Yeah, some blush is pretty good. The blush is more kind of in between your sweet reds or your dry white. So if you don't like too much of a sweeter wine, blushes are a pretty good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 4 viewers. Who's out there? We know we got Cindy, and we've got, well, Rob said good night, and Vic had to go. All right, is that Mom and Sis out there watching? Don't want to say nothing? Who's out there? I got 4 viewers. Here comes Mr. Lucky pretty quick. He's coming back. But yeah, I'm off the next 2 days. And Vanny Granny, she's going to be heading out tomorrow. So last time she was here, I had to get up and go off to work. And then she got up and went to the shower house, did her thing, and then found me in the campground. And we said our goodbyes. So we didn't have a lot of time to visit last time.
Yeah, but
what you fussing about? Shh, no whining. Whiny baby back there.
My daughter lives about 2 hours from here, and I'm expected at my daughter's house tomorrow. So that gave me time to come by here and say hello.
Yep. Good improvements on our van. I thought that was pretty cool. Was about a month.
It's been about my dad
got some good work done in
my 86-year-old dad and I installed the bed and some cabinets and a porthole for the electrical cord to go through, and made a cabinet for the air conditioner to be put in. It's we worked real hard. He was, without his expertise, I couldn't have done it. I don't know how to do that stuff. Or I didn't. Now I do.
Yeah, once you learn,
Yeah.
You practice, you watch, and you learn tips and tricks. It's really cool. So how's it going, Mr. Lucky?
Oh, pretty good. You want to see my supper I cooked?
Oh, that looks good. Look at big chunks of tomato on there.
Yeah, I buy them little old pizzas, and then I put stuff on them, either peppers or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they don't hardly put anything on those things.
Well, I just use their crust and a little bit of other stuff, and then I put my own cheese and tomatoes and stuff on it.
Oh, you're looking just like Santa Claus tonight.
I was thinking that with the hat and the beard.
Well, I'm just sitting around here. My throat's pretty bad. I don't know where you guys can hear me or not.
Yeah, I can hear it kind of scratchy there. It sounds like your throat's not doing too good.
Well, I've been coughing up a lot of blood. I don't know what it is. I think remember the old disease they used to call, I got pneumonia is what the doctor says. But anyway, They used to call it consumption.
That's tuberculosis.
Well, no, that ain't tuberculosis. I thought it was pneumonia. They used to call it.
Oh, I thought it was tuberculosis. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've
I ain't
heard of
either,
it.
but the doctor told me I had pneumonia, so he probably knows. He took X-rays.
So did they have you on medicine?
Oh God, yeah, I got plenty of medicine. Trust me. She's
Plenty
asking the wrong
medicine more
person.
so than you're usually on.
Hell, I could run my own damn hospital.
Your own pharmacy is what you are.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I hadn't been doing much, nothing but sitting around here. I'm about ready to delete all my videos for the year and start new this coming year.
Oh, so you're gonna do like a year and then delete and then start fresh for another year.
That's what I thought. I had so many of them, and what I do is I delete them off YouTube, but I always keep them in a folder.
Yeah, that's me. I'll keep them off to the side, so if something did happen to it or something, I still have it personally. That's one of the things, like I say, I pass down to my grandkids. So, if I don't spend, close enough to spend time with them, they can always look back on that and.
Well, that's what I do. I put them on a private folder, and then I take them. Everything's off YouTube. I put them on a different. I got a different brain. I plug in and delete everything over to, or move over to everything over to it.
Yeah, if you can buy different brains, buy me one.
Oh yeah, I need one of them.
Is there a limit to how many videos you can leave on YouTube?
No.
No, you can put thousands on there if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's everybody's preference to do certain things certain ways, or
I just didn't know.
Playlist. Okay, I see our Hum's joined us. They just got home from one of their selling meets.
Who you talking
Hi,
to? I don't have the side channel.
Yeah. I was asking who's all out there because there's 5 viewers, and I see Cindy, and then my mom's on there. She just popped in.
We'll tell her I said hi.
Nobody else is wanting to say hi.
Marcella's your mom?
Yeah. That's the one that was here for Thanksgiving and one that wants to come and work camp with me for next season.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Dee, who's your friend?
This is Vanny Granny. She's new to YouTube, and she's a van traveler. I ain't saying van dweller yet because she ain't dwelling in her van. She's
traveling in my van. Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
She stopped in to visit. She lives here in the state of Tennessee, and hey, no bark. Go get your bone. So when she gets a chance and heads this way on her travels, she stops in. This is her second visit, and show me her updates on her van she's been working on. Good. So since she likes wine, I went and picked up a bottle of that Riuniti Lambrusco. It's like around $4 or $5, but it's really good red wine. Oh, look at, we got somebody in the background. What do they call that? A camera?
A photobomb.
I got a photobomb.
Yep.
Is you my photobomb? Is you my photobomb?
He wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, he's watching. He's like, what are you guys doing? What you got? Look at him. He's watching me.
I don't really go to any hangouts anymore. I hadn't been on one in a long, long time. I usually go to bed early and anymore and get up early, and nobody wants to have a hangout during my time. So I said, okay.
Yeah. And I haven't been on too many at nights myself lately, and for a while. I'll just put one up once in a while and see if anybody wants to come in and chat and kind of do some updating. And
I don't want to stay up all night no more. But I'll tell you what I've got doing. My granddaughter got me hooked on, I think they call it Netflix.
Oh, movies, Netflix, yeah.
Yeah. So she...
You can find the old ones and the new ones.
Well, she got me hooked up to my computer on Netflix or whatever. I don't know what she had to do. But I got Netflix now, so I watch a bunch of movies all the time.
Yeah, I got Netflix too. Somewhere when I get finished going through some boxes, I got a cord that hooks to my computer,
Mhm.
and will hook to the TV to where I can play my Netflix movies on the TV instead of having to sit and watch them on the computer.
Oh yeah, I've got one of them too. That it's some kind of cord.
HDMI, I think, or
Something
yeah,
like that.
I think that's it.
HDMI, I think is right.
Yeah, but I bought a 15-footer, and then I bought a 25 or 30 foot. Oh, what's this? Your house? I see it.
Here, let me click on my picture so that it'll. I just got these today. I only starting off with a few, so I see how they go, and they're my bumper stickers. They're vinyl and everything. It says these Nomad Adventures. Follow me on YouTube.
Well, I
So I
don't
got those.
I don't monetize or anything, but which I don't see no need in it. But
Yeah,
I don't blame people for doing it. I would do it if I had time.
yeah. I've been doing this since April when I started mine and started on the monetize, and I've got a long ways to go yet before you hit any amount to what do you call that?
I think it's got to be over $100.
Yeah, it's got to be at least 100 or over before they'll send you anything. So yeah, I'm a long ways off from that.
What level of viewers do you have to
Oh, you can start off at any
No, I mean
level.
before you start earning money. Is it
just
views? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's mostly on views or something. But yeah, I consider it my mini savings account because gradually, eventually, penny here, penny there, it all adds up.
Well, what I use it for is just to get a hold of people, my friends, and people I like to talk to, and I use it for just like a Skype or something like that. Was what you'd use it for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I have Skype too for some family members and that, and you can do phone hangouts, personal one-on-one phone hangouts on the YouTube or Google Plus or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't even see it, Cindy.
I like to put up videos and tell my grandkids and great grandkids things. And a lot of them I don't even put on YouTube. I just put it over in the folder. I just don't need no comment on it at all. I've already made my mind.
Yeah, don't need a comment on this. Well, you can click off comments if you don't want comments on it.
No, I just got some stuff I watched. Tell my grandkids and this, that, and other, and I just put it over in a folder.
You remember these, Lucky?
Mm.
Can you see that?
Yep, them stickers.
The candy dots.
Oh.
Remember the little polka dot candies on a piece of paper?
Oh, yeah.
I found those, and then I found these.
Now I remember them.
Yeah.
The little pops in a package.
Yep, in the wax.
And chewing wax.
Yep, yeah. And then after you eat them, you chew on the wax. I couldn't resist. I seen those. I said, "Oh, that's memorabilia, but it's edible."
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. See, Cindy says that so far since she started, she's earned $1.71.
Kicking, she's kicking.
Yeah, I think last.
When you monetize, they're real scrupul about music, labels on, like pepper labels, anything that you're cooking with, you have to turn it backwards or put it in an empty like a bowl by itself. You can't use like Morton, a box of Morton.
Like it's probably not right of me to show the bottle or advertise what type of wine we have here.
That's true. But that's what they don't want you to do. Then somebody complains and somebody gripes, and I don't need all that crap.
That's right. I haven't really had a lot of problems with evil people or trolls or anything like that, and they say eventually it happens, which I'm sure it does, but I probably figured the easiest thing to do with people like that is just ignore them, delete them, and not pay no attention. Eventually they'll just go away.
How small must their life be to spend so much time and effort being mean to people?
Yeah.
If I click on a video and it doesn't interest me, I move on and find one that does.
Yeah, why sit there and make all these?
What's the point?
I've got two people, and I know who they are, but I've got two people I can say hi, have a nice Christmas or a nice holiday. Let's just say hi, have a nice holiday season, bye, and I'll get 2 thumbs down.
Yeah,
And
I know.
I know
Some,
exactly who they are. It sort of I
um,
sort of laugh because you're right. That's all they got to do is watch till I get a video up so they can thumbs it
yeah,
How small must their
down.
life?
they have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Else. They're just, I don't know. It's weird that, and some of them that actually sit there and spend their, that's their whole goal, is to do anything they can to these people and call their
Yeah.
jobs and cause problems.
And
It's
I mean,
horrible.
there are some YouTube people that I like better than others, and the ones I don't like so much, I don't watch.
Yeah.
I don't care what they do.
And there's some,
know?
Yeah, some of them I might watch every video. Some of them I start watching it if it's not, like say, the interest I'm looking.
Yeah.
Because not everything interests everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Well, now a lot of them use it to sell goods, advertisement, and then some of them use it for weird advertisement. Let's just leave it at that. and you're saying, really, people? I'm sitting here eating my supper, watching my dog that wants a bite of it, talking to 2 nice ladies, and you want to solicit in the background. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll come on they'll come on your YouTube channels to do that. Or your
And a lot of times that's why I don't really advertise too far in advance and nothing else. I'll just think, hey, maybe I'll do a hangout tonight. Because sometimes if you advertise it too far in advance or too soon, then a lot of these people are planning and doing research and whatever,
Yeah, they can get their agenda up to your agenda.
Yeah.
And
so I figure, well, if I feel like having one, I'll pop it on, and who comes in, and that's how it is. If they come in, fine.
I like
later.
Visiting people and having a good time, Like I said, my daughter's visiting her girlfriend. She's supposed to be in later. And my sister, I had to go. While I go, my sister told me that her husband's going to the hospital tomorrow, but I come and sit with her for a while, and I told her I would. But, people, I don't know what their agendas is anymore.
And really, in this time of year, especially, like this month, it's you find more crabby people than you do find people that are in good spirits and happy and stuff, and really don't think about what it's all about. They're more upset and stressed, and I don't want to be around those kind of people. I want to be around happy.
I've got all my Christmas done, and I don't worry about that too much.
Yeah. I mean, you can even go to the store, if you go to the store and you're shopping and you say hi to somebody, they look at you like, I don't know you, or who are you? And, you get weird looks from people nowadays. I remember when I was younger, you could say hi to people, and it could be a complete stranger, and they'd say hi back, and people smiling, and it's so different now.
And people are
I don't even go to this, hardly go shopping anymore. I usually get my Christmas done by August or July, August, September, somewhere in that area. Because if you do wait around Christmas to do it, they will run over you, step on your feet, jerk things out of your hands. I mean, really, people, it's Christmas.
run over you with buggies and everything. It's buggy wars.
Yeah, you really had to have it that bad.
Yeah.
Well, I was raised in the Northeast, and when I was about 30, I moved to a southern city. Mm-hmm. And after I had been living in the southern city for, I don't know, a couple years, I was visiting back in the north, and I was standing in a line to pay for something, and the store opened another register, and the people just about ran me down trying to get to this new register. And it dawned on me, I wonder if when I first moved to the South, if that's how I appeared to the people in the new city, because up there, everything is rat race. And, that's what I was used to at first. And
it's like gets into such materialistic things too. It's like they have to have it. They have to get this. They must have that. It can only be a certain thing. And that's kind of one of the things. I've never really been a big materialistic person. So,
but go ahead.
No, I just going to say not all people are that way, but the majority of the whole in the East and North are that way. But now there's a few exceptions. Now I live in the South, the Bible Belt. And our morals or state of what I don't know thought is a little different than the ones up north.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that everything was so fast and rat race up there, and where I live now, people do,
They're more relaxed.
more
They're
relaxed.
calm.
They're not going to run you over because a cash register opened, and they might say, Merry Christmas,
They might
and
hold the door open for you.
yeah. And I just realized that when I first moved there, I was still operating on,
the
Northeast culture, and they probably thought I was pretty darn rude. But oh well,
Well,
it was a while.
That's one thing I noticed, from the southern to the northern states there. It's a little bit more, not quite so fast paced unless you get into more of the bigger cities. But, it's like you got one life. If you hurry too fast, you're going to go through it too fast and never have time to relax and enjoy some of it.
well, that's true too. And I just noticed the people are so much different. They could have came from a foreign country. California's the same way.
Fast paced.
Yeah, when a population is really dense, the people are less kind and less considerate as a whole, a whole population, not just the few people, but as a whole population, they're so much different and so much standoffish than the deep south.
Well, and it's just other things too. I mean, I remember when I lived up there and I worked, it was an hour and a half commute each way to work. So that takes 3 hours a day out of your time. So if you had to stop by the drugstore on your way home, you were in a hurry. Where I live now, if somebody has a 30-minute commute, they think they're, it's a long way. So that people just have more time. They just have more time.
Yeah, they make more time. I think you make more time down here. I mean, I don't know if it's because you got more time outside and the weather to enjoy than you do up in the northern states, but it's just.
Or the densely populated. I think that's the key. The densely populated areas, because then people live further from work, more time commuting, more expensive, so you have to, more stress.
I've lived in a couple of bigger cities like Madison, Wisconsin, and of course Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it is, people still in the big cities. They try to hurry and stuff, and it's walking down the sidewalk even now. I mean, you don't have a ton of people on the sidewalk, but you see them, they're walking just strutting along so fast. It's almost comical just to sit there and watch these people walk up and down the street. I get more enjoyment doing that than I would, going and fishing or finding something to do. Just people watching, I guess.
Last summer, I took the bus out, and there was some people that came in from Holland, and they had rented an RV in one of the New England states, and they were driving across country. And so I was at Romano State Park over here in Oklahoma, and me and my little dog and Seth and my wheelchair, and I was driving around, and they invited me to eat, and I said, "Oh, I might be back later." But anyway, I brought a little dog when I showed up, a little bitty stuffed dog, was like a mechanical toy.
Yeah.
And it had batteries in it, and you pushed a button or done something. I think you pushed a button or something, and it rolled over and over and over, and then it laughed and laughed, and its tail went around, and it laughed, and its tail went around, and it laughed. And they were so fascinated about this mechanical little dog that I had. Of course, Oreo was with me, but anyway, I gave it to him. I said, "Take it. I don't care." And one of them says, "Oh, I'm going to show show her family and her granddaughter and all this other people." They were, probably up in their 45s and 50s. And they were amazed at, I would just hear, you could have it. I mean, if you enjoyed it that much, you just take it. I mean, I bought it at a novelty shop, didn't pay much, like you said, didn't pay much for it in the first place. It was one of them, like discontinued product, but I thought it was funny because it rolled over and laughed.
Yeah.
And they said that of all the states, now they were coming from the east, but all the states they had went through, they were the most kindest and considerate in Oklahoma. And I guess because they decided that some of the state parks or whatever was probably really crowded or whatever back east than they are
Yeah.
out here in the west. But they just thought, oh, the people in Oklahoma was so generous and so. And that's what I thought. Well, I thought, my God, ain't all of them like that? I mean, it wasn't that big. It wasn't that big a deal. But they said they was going to take that back to Holland with them. They were leaving, and they had to go to Los Angeles from where they were. They were still heading west, but they were headed towards Los Angeles to fly out back to Holland. So, but they had rented a U-Haul and went on, not a U-Haul, but a motorhome, and was traveling across country in it. And
Yeah.
it's
What a wonderful vacation.
Yeah, it's like me. Sometimes it's the simple little things I get laughing, giggling. People look at me, yo, are you all right? Oh yeah. It's just they can't believe that something so simple can, make you laugh and giggle and
oh
but
yeah, it was. But they were they were from Holland, and they were driving a motorhome, and they was just amazed at the difference in America than it was over there. And so they said they couldn't get over how so spread out that the United States is. I guess if you drive 6,000, what is it, 6,000 miles from coast to coast?
I
Yeah,
think so.
or something like that. Believe it's 6,000. I might be wrong. Might be 3,000. I don't know, but that's still a long ways. Yeah, it would be pretty well spread out, especially if you.
Well,
Uh,
I think countries in Europe are very small. They're more like the size of some of our good sized states, aren't they?
yeah, but we had a good lunch, a good dinner, and they said bye and they left in the morning. They just stayed one night.
Eat a
But
baby too.
I thought about doing that'd be fun to do that. Just travel across the United States and just travel one night at a time.
Oh yeah. I met the lady that I actually worked for at one point. She is actually from Holland. Yeah. Yeah, she said it was Holland. But she came over to the United States shortly after she got out of, I guess, high school or something, and by herself. She got herself a job, and back then they had like rooms where these apartments, like where these girls all went rooms together, and slowly made her way up and got into business and everything. And she's just a wonderful person. And she'd talk to me and tell me stories about, how she did over in Holland before she came to the US. And she's like 70, I think she's 74 now. Or no, she's in her 80s, I believe. Still going strong, still just putts around, does remodeling stuff on or her house and everything. And she came and been here forever. She still sounds good with that accent, and she's got that Holland accent.
Well, like I said, I even thought about something like you're doing, but I don't really want to stay in one spot that long of a period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I kind of think I might have kind of should have done a little bit more research probably, because this winter is not all that they said it was going to be, and my hours are a lot less than they said it was going to be. So I I'm definitely not going to stay here past the next season. It too long in one spot. Yep, that's basically how I'll put it.
Well, that's now I wouldn't have to work, thank God, but I don't know where I'd want to stay. I'd be enjoying myself. I wouldn't want to tend to somebody else enjoying themselves because it's my time. Let's put it that way.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But I
But
mean, as far as work wise, I should have probably found something sooner for the winter than this, because this is kind of brought the living expenses way down to where if I would have found something else and went ahead and moved on, that I could have been, expenses could have been a little bit better than what they are now. But you live and you learn.
so you're on an average of monthly income around probably 600 to 800, and
Oh
after.
no. My weekly checks right now are like this week was $90. Last week was $104.
Mm,
I did apply for food stamps last week, and my monthly income with my pay stubs for the whole month, I made $564.
I don't see how you do it. All I'm saying now, I imagine if you stayed there, see, I can stay in state and federal parks for about $10, $11 a day.
Yeah. Well, see, the site comes out of my working, so all that's covered. So basically, it's like my necessities, the payment on the camper now because I took over the payments to have this instead of that old beat up one I had.
Yeah.
And my medications are about $40 a month. And, you know, just the necessities, you know, of course, the doggies got to eat and I got to eat. So
What happens if the work hours fall so low? Will they ever ask you to pay for your spot?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I'm looking for a second job. I have to at least get a second job. I'm looking for an evening job, which I'm hoping pans out, that one I was looking at, because it'd be $10 an hour, 3 nights a week, 12-hour shifts.
No, that'd be all right.
And, yeah, it'd be enough to make my camper payment and enough to put money back. So by the end of the season, I can move on.
Well, see, I ain't got that kind of problem, but my problem is old age. You know, I can only do so much with what energy and stuff I've got.
Right.
And that makes it a little harder, you know. And I wouldn't want to stay in one spot over maybe a month because I really think I'd see it in all the outlying areas.
You'd see what you want to see within that month's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Debbie's staying the winter down there in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've caught up with a couple of her videos, but I haven't noticed if she's planning on moving on after the winter season, or I think she's still in limbo about that herself.
She's probably still in limbo, but
she decided to stay there rather suddenly. I mean, she just pulled in for the night, I thought, and gee, I like this place.
So Fugget's on the sideline. She says, "Lucky," with a big heart.
Well, tell her to get in here because I missed hers. Come here, Ori.
Yeah, Lucky's not got the side chat up, so I told him for you. So Fugget.
Come here.
Miss Corey.
Come here.
He said, "Get in here." So you want a link? Okay, you gotta get down and be a baby somewhere else now for a while. Oh, my arms are getting tired of holding you.
You see my
I'm
baby?
thinking I would like a style of travel where you go no more than 100 miles and stay 2 or 3 days, and then go no more than 100 miles and stay 2 or 3 days.
Ori, can they
I
see
don't know
you?
for sure if I'd like that.
Is it Chihuahua?
Yeah, a little Chihuahua. He don't like. He's scared to death. What's going on? He don't look at that.
Like, they don't want to look at the camera.
No, he won't look at the camera. And he's so black you can't see him half the time.
I know, especially if it's dark. I got quite a bit of lighting here, but it still looks a little dark. Lucky, she says, "I can't. I'm dealing with the babies and housework."
Oh, I know how that would be. But like I said, I'm going to take down all my videos. I done did it off another channel I had. I kept a couple of channels up just in case somebody decided to bump me off. You never know how that goes either.
Well, you're not going to take down the channel and start a different one. What?
Probably I'll take the lid off.
Look, I've had one glass of wine. I can't even remember to take the lid off the bottle to pour some more.
You'll drink less that way, D.
That tells you how often I drink, right? She's like, "You got to take the lid off first."
No, I'm gonna leave my RV Lucky up, but I got some other. You never know how people do anymore. I don't know how to explain it, but they can bump you off or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Start complaining on you so bad. And I thought, well, you know me, I'm old. I say what I think, and I ain't gonna say I'm sorry for nothing.
All right, so we do know that this four good glasses about like that. So if anybody buys a bottle, you know you got good 4 glasses of it.
There you go. Now,
Remember,
you got to take the lid off before you pour it.
Well, it wouldn't hurt you to keep it on though. I guess if
Keep drinking this.
yeah.
It lasts longer that way. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Who's all over there? Do I have to open up something else in it?
We've got Cindy from New Beginnings, the Cindy and Bodie. And so Fugget, Dave Displace, and my mom, Marcella. It says 6 viewers, so I don't know who else is all over there.
Well, we're crowded. Let me see here.
I know we are just so crowded.
Let's see here.
Peanut.
All
Dave
right.
said, I'm around just setting in for the holiday. How's things going with you guys?
Let me turn my deal down.
Doing darn good.
I
Well,
love
yep,
these
we're all
ones.
doing darn good tonight.
I'm turning now. I got the little tablet up.
Now you got your little side chat going.
Well, I usually don't do it. I got the phone too.
Yeah.
I decided
It's not like we're overcrowded over there, so
yeah.
if somebody chats to you, I'll let you know, or if you got it up, that's good.
My daughter bought me this new phone. It's one of them Samsung 5, 6s or 12s or whatever the world I have no idea. But she bought it for me because she didn't like my flip phone, George. And
I got his flip phone.
And so all this thing here do all kinds of stuff. But I've got this domino.
Yeah.
I usually go down and play dominoes with the guys, but I've learned this domino game on this phone, and
now you don't go play with the guys no more.
not as much. And
They're gonna say, "Look, throw that phone away. We want you to come down and play dominoes."
Well, you don't see how the little domino things are. What's so funny about this thing? See it?
I see green screen, yeah.
See the little bars on the bottom, and you just put one out in the middle. But anyway, I got it on the executive hard, real super hard, and I don't think it's even won a game off of me. I said, really? This is the best domino players you've got? But no, they're not like they used to be. I mean, we're talking about domino players that spent 40 years in perfecting their craft.
Wow.
You can make two moves.
So she says our oven stopped working, right? So the landlord brought a different one to us today. It was nasty, dirty, but works fine. I just finished cleaning it like mad. Christmas dinner is saved. Well, good.
Well, that's really good. But
yeah, that's one thing about renting is you can call the landlord. Yep, that's true.
Well,
but yeah, I got one of those little cheapy kind of flip phone things here, so it don't do a whole lot.
I love my phone. That thing would get out anywhere you was at. That thing would reach out. This thing here, the wind can blow wrong and it don't reach out.
Yeah,
it's one of those. And I tell you what I've been into real deeply. I had all my ancestors researched back to the 1500s. Now I've got who married who since 1545 on both sides, roughly.
Wow.
And their why and their branches off and all that stuff. Well, I got a complete DNA. I always thought I was American Indian, and I mean,
right.
I could have swore by it. Well, come to find out, I had my complete. This is just one of them. I got about 5 of these little books. I had my complete DNA done up, and I'm 34% Irish. Great Britain, I am 29%. Western Europe, which is mainly England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland, I am 25%. But then I got 7% Scandinavian. The Iberian Peninsula, which is a river over there in Spain, which was settled by mainly the Romans years and years ago, or the Jews, I can't remember. And then 2%. One was Scandinavia was 7. The peninsula was 3, and Eastern Europe was 2. But I found out I'm kin to a whole bunch of crazy people. but it wasn't bad to have
I mean,
done. It was
excuse me, maybe I shouldn't find out about far back of mine.
well, it wasn't bad to have it done.
As it is, let alone.
I caught it on sale on for $100. Now it's only $68 on history.com. I believe it's the name of it.
Yeah, history.com or
yeah,
ancestry.com.
Yeah, or I think it was ancestry.com. My niece wanted it. She didn't have a DNA of her dad's side. And she wanted, since he had already passed years ago, she wanted me to do it. And I said, okay. And you not only get your DNA, you get your mother's DNA on her side, and then your daddy's DNA on the other side. Your endochondral DNA.
How does that work? I seen that on TV or something like that. They said you can get your DNA done from ancestry.com. Do they send you a kit or something they test your blood or?
No, they sent you a little vial, and you spit in it. Of all nasty things, but you spit in it. And they used to swab your neck, your throat and mouth, but they don't do that anymore. You just spit in it. You seal it up, and you mail it back to them. And it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to get your results. You not only get your nationality results, what percentage of what you are, you get your total DNA makeup so they can clone you if you ever die or whatever they want to do.
Lord forbid they clone me.
And then they turn around and get you get your mother's continental DNA and your father's continental DNA. And then
how much do they charge for that?
They only charged me $100, but they had it on sale just last month for $68. And
that ain't bad. I mean, for getting that kind of information about yourself.
But
I've heard of other people about doing this.
Huh?
That's why I was wondering what it was. I thought it'd be interesting.
I can't imagine what they'd say my ancestry was.
Well, I was shocked because I was always told my mother was a full-blood Indian and blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, she was Irish.
More Irish.
Yeah, but I like I said, I don't know why, because I left home at a real young age. So, I mean, who knows? Every kind of rumor went around. But I thought for myself, I really want to know, I mean, it ain't going to do me no good, whatever. I wasn't doing it for what you call just, a lot of people say, if I'm an Indian, I get this. I didn't do it for that because, I mean, I'm so old, it don't matter anyway. I just thought,
you see how everybody says you're looking so good?
Who?
Everybody on the sidelines is saying how good you look.
Well, thank you. But
such a handsome man there.
I did it because I wanted to find out something. Just find out,
Yeah, because I was told that I had some Indian in me through my great-grandmother, and I don't know for sure and what kind or anything like that. And then I had some Indian actually tell me, because I have these high cheekbones, he said, you got Indian in you. I said, oh, I do? So I don't know. But it'd be interesting to find out if there's somewhere along the lines there is a little bit.
I mean, there's a rumor that when my great-grandmother married my great-grandfather, her family was upset because she married the half-breed. Doesn't that normally mean half white, half Indian?
Yeah, but it could have been half rich and half poor.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was all poor.
Well, what I found out that I'm kin to on the woman on this person's mother's side, which is King Henry II. I'm kin to his mother.
I thought you looked like a royalty.
Well, if you're kin to his mother, doesn't that mean you have to be kin to him?
Yeah, but it's through his mother.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? They research. I mean, if it would have been through his father, it would have been you'd have carried down the same name or something. You know what I'm saying?
Might have been Prince Lucky.
Yeah, Prince my foot. I got a crown. Wait a minute. I got to show you this. I bought this at a thrift store for a joke.
Now, oh my God! Look what you got! Oh my God! Show it. Put it on here. Let me put you on the highlight here.
There you go.
There you go. What is that one commercial about the butter and the crown and the king hat or something like that?
I look more like Burger King. What I look like. I look like Mr. Burger King.
Yeah. Corey, there's your handsome king. Look at that.
This thing weighs a ton.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's got jewels in it. I found it. I think it's a deal for you cover food or something. I don't know what it is.
No, maybe it was used in some kind of a play or something, or theatrical acting or something.
Well,
Maybe it is the Imperial Butter Crown.
It's made out of solid brass. It weighs 100 pounds.
Solid brass. Wow.
Yeah, I got the brass version. I didn't get the gold version.
No, I'd say the brass version still is pretty good. Brass is still a pretty good price too, if you ever.
And then I found out I was kin to this person in Ireland. Let's see. Let me get his name. The word Mac, M-A-C, M-U-R-C-H-A-D-A. I think it is. It's so little I can't see it.
M-U-R.
Okay. Let me do it again. Come here. M-U-R-C-H-O-D-A.
Machado.
I think the C should be a sound.
Or K sound. Makota.
Yeah.
You're a Kuna Makata.
Yeah. And it went now. That king was on my daddy's side, and this Irish person was on my mother's side. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm kin to this Pope, Adrian the Fourth.
A Pope.
Back in them days had wives or mistresses or anything. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I've got to research some more. But I think it's sort of funny now. I've got it pretty well.
That is interesting, though.
Well, I got parts of it going back to the 450 BC.
Wow.
So but I only have who married who after the 15th century. But that's going back quite a ways.
As far as I know, I went back a couple of grandfathers or great grandfathers, and as far as I can tell, and what I've been finding out through the Dampier history, or if in French it's D-A-M is pronounced Dom Pierre, that I am actually related to William the Conqueror, who is William Dampier.
Yeah.
Wrote the Doomsday Book.
Well, you know, most of the people in the United States that came a long time ago, my relatives came over in one came over in 1636 and the other one came over in 1640. They were either Irish, English, or something like that. I mean, you'd be surprised. They came over from Europe, the biggest part of them.
If you hear snoring, it's my dog behind me.
So, Fugget, what is this findagrave.com? Is this where, what is that? That looks interesting to me.
Yeah, it does. What is it?
Probably where you can go and type in a name, and it'll take you to grave sites with those names on the names on the grave sites.
Okay, I've got a name for you to try.
Me.
We'll put it on the side panel. Can you know how to do that, D? Cover it and put it over there. That way I can save it. Put it on our side panel. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the actual site here, and then I'll.
Yeah, then just drag it over to our side deal, and I'll just put a star on it and keep it. Thank you.
I have an ancestor that I have been looking for years, and I know what county in North Carolina she was living in 1880, and then she disappears. I know where her son is buried in North Carolina, but I don't know what happened to her. And I don't know where she came from. She just appeared.
It's going to take just a minute for that to get there.
And I thought maybe if I could find her grave, maybe I could find record of who her parents were.
No, I know where all the grave sites is of all the people in my ancestry that's in America. What I'm having trouble is anybody got any information beyond the 1500s? Let's say, I'll even say 1600s backwards in England. I like to know who married who. I've got pieces and bits. Oh, I'm kin to him. I'm second cousin to this person, descendant of this person, But, that's sort of, through DNA, I've got that. But I'd like to know more about them. I know more about, if they wasn't famous, it's hard to find out what kind of people they were. You know what I'm saying?
My parents went over to Scotland and they looked up some of our ancestors, and they have some pretty good records over there. And it listed one of the ancestors' occupation as spirits dealer. And it kind of shocked me till I realized he ran a liquor store.
There you go.
I was thinking spirits like ghosts.
What's so fun it says is that is her grandfather, that site she gave us, and his name is Bronco Bill Peacock. And you replace the dot with an actual dot and make the comma into, make the KOM into COM. I could have messed up there, Corey.
Well, you know what that Mac means? You may MAC, Mac Madumish or Mac whatever. It means the son of. Like mine, mine is Slaw son. You take off the son, but if you put Mac on front of it or something else, or just leave it off. I found a piece of property that was over there 450 BC that my relatives owned, which was in Holland.
Okay.
They were
my grandmother was Maggie McTavish. You can't get any more Scottish than that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, you know that much.
Yeah.
The name has a lot to do with it too. But like I said, I'm mostly what I would call English, Irish, Scottish.
Yeah, and 30, and what'd you say it was 30, and
34, 29, 25.
Yeah,
from the island of the Great Britain, let's say.
Yeah, the three top are your 30.
But I've got these. I went and hunted down these strange ones, like 7% Scandinavian, 3% Iberian Peninsula, 2% Eastern Europe. Now that could be caused.
Crazies come in the family.
Now I wonder where these strange ones came in. Now I know that my dad's people came from Scandinavia, which is Holland was part of the Scandinavian or the Scandinavian sisters, Holland, Finland, and Norway. But he always said that his people came from Scandinavia, which I found a record of a piece of property, which was their last name meant castle. The word Slawson means castle. I found the castle in Justenland, which is northern Holland, or as you get right across Norway and Finland. There's still a piece of property over there with a valley in it with the ruins of a castle in it, which was called Slawson, which that's pretty well proven that he was originated from Scandinavia, 450 BC. Now, these other two, I believe, are my mother's. The Iberian Peninsula either could be the Jews settled in the Iberian River, and so did the Romans. Drove them out of Rome over there, and then it was a trade route through Rome, around through the Rock of Gibraltar. Now, what really throws me off is this could be Romanian, it could be it could be Ivan the Terrible. It could be any of these Eastern Europe people. But they say in this book that I read here about the Mongols, or they called them the Huns, basically. Okay. And that's, but that could have been the 2%, the Huns.
Yeah, that could be.
All right. Because they were driven out of Romania or whatever, but
so they give you a nice little booklet of information too, huh?
Oh, I got like 6 of these things.
Wow. I'd say you get your money's worth.
And you get let's see, I don't know how many pages there. 400 and some odd pages. This is about, I don't know, let me see how many pages this is. And but I'd researched my coat of arms a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
But you also get papers of, let me move it up a little bit. You get papers like this of your genealogy.
The tree.
Well, it goes on forever and ever and ever, 400 and some odd pages of it.
Wow.
And but you'd be surprised what you end up getting and what you don't getting. I mean, they really just can't. They tell you who you're kin to, and does it fall in the second or third cousins, or descendant of, or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes they can't give you exact specifics.
yeah, what I would like to know is like what kind of person they were, whereabouts did they live, whatever.
Red
Then,
pictures and
then you got to take the name. It's what I've been doing. Like that Henry II. Go look up Henry II. He was a king of England. Go research, about a little bit about him. And then it's
right.
very vaguely on his. You can find a little bit about his mother and dad, by going back to the one before him, which was Richard, I believe it was. But anyway, uh, that's what I've been putting, and then copying, and having that page printed off. And
Okay.
and eventually, I'm going to have this big old book. But now, what helped me a lot was there was a person way back there in the 1800s. No, I do. You actually, I take that back. It was in the 1900s. Has my dad's name in it, his mother and their kin of the Slawsons, and he had went and researched it all the way back when they came over from England. And back in the day, it wasn't so far back. It was like he did in the early 1900s, late 1800s, which was everybody knew more about everything. But
Yeah.
so
When
I
I
ended
first
up,
started watching your channel, I thought it was S. Lawson, like S was your initial and Lawson was the last
right,
name, but it's Lawson.
right. But I like I said, I thought it was interesting. I thought for $100, of course, after I did it all, it went down to $68, and they're running a Christmas special. I think I'll find me some more relatives and have it done again. I'd like
That's
to have
cool though. Interesting.
I'd like to have my daughter's done because I don't have my wife's DNA. That would be.
The
I just
I
think
got a CD that I had gotten. It's called Family Tree Maker, and I try to put in, if I get in new information, I try to get that out and throw the new information on there, and it kind of sets everything up in there. Printing it out, but I can print it out. Or if I get pictures, I throw some pictures on there, and pretty interesting.
I've got all that pretty well done till the 1500s. It's just due to the Black Plague and all the wars in Europe and and all the mistresses they had. And,
disappear.
yeah, a lot of the information disappears. Who was married to who and whoever. But I thought, hey, for $100.
One thing I was a little surprised. A month or so ago, I went by North Carolina looking for this information on this one particular ancestor, hoping to find her death certificate. And I found out that the state of North Carolina didn't even start recording deaths until 1913. I was rather surprised.
Wow.
I was rather surprised.
Well, they record it in the family Bible or the parish that they belong to, the church.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe, but I was expecting to find a death certificate, a state death certificate, but nope. If they died before 1913, the state didn't even record it.
Well, do you know what county they lived in? Do you know what county they lived in?
Well, the last I heard from her was Surrey County, and that was in the 1880 census, and she was living with her son, and she was 60 years old.
Okay, but more than likely, she belonged to a church.
Yes, and I found the church that has her son's
birth.
No, him and his wife's graves are at this one particular church, and I went there, but they have no record of her.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of times they have records when they were dedicated, baptized, married, died. They even had death.
They'd have you put it in your family Bible and stuff, at that time.
Well,
Yeah.
They usually kept a record of the parish people that passed away and stuff in the parishes, or in the churches, or in the synagogues, or whatever. And it sort of gives a little bit more history to it.
You see, and her son is the one that was called the half-breed. So I'm wondering if maybe she was Native American, because I can't find any reference to her birth either. You don't really find any record of her until her son is old enough to join the army, and then you start hearing about her.
Okay, well, okay, so
Might
she's
have been
60
full
years old.
blood.
Well, she might have been pretty well, maybe not full blood, but pretty well a lot of Indian, and then a lot of men married Indian women versus the other way around.
Maybe her Indian side of the family had her brought back to her original home, which could have been on an Indian reservation. That's probably why you might not be able to find nothing.
I know. I'm just having a hard time. And I'll pick it up every couple of years and I'll start looking again. And then I'll get frustrated and put it aside. And then, a couple of years later or a year later, I'll start looking again. And I don't know.
Well,
It's kind of,
I've been working on this for, let's see, my wife died a few years ago, but I worked on it. I stayed home with her about 14 years. And the last part of the 14 years, I worked on it quite a bit, 6 or 7 years. So, I mean, I spent a lot of hours in researching and running down. And if you're just doing paperwork, find 3 sources, 3 paper sources, and you got a pretty good source. If you have to find about 3 of them that say the same thing. But now with this DNA, I can take the DNA and match it up with the names I've got. That's what I'm doing over there in Europe, and over there. And take the names that I've got, the DNA that they say I'm kin to, and try to make a trail backwards. You know what I'm saying? If you make a trail backward, like that Irish nobleman or whatever he was, or and that English king, somehow I'm related to that family. We'll find out how, and then find a couple of matches in your own DNA, in your own history pool of a name or whatever. And that's what I've been doing. Just because they say I'm a descendant of Henry II, don't mean how am I a descendant of him.
Yeah, you're not a descendant of, say, being say a cousin or third cousin or fifth cousin or just
No,
popped in somewhere in the family.
I've got some of them that say I'm a second cousin to somebody. Okay, then you know that somehow we had the same great relation on a side.
Yeah.
Or a brother to, or something like that. But when they actually say you're a descendant of this person, Henry II, or this Irish Mac Novely or whatever his name is, you think, well, wait a minute, let me try to go backward on the trail. And then they say, well, you're akin to his mom on his mother's side.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see where you come from.
If you're a descendant, doesn't that have to mean that it's like a straight line down?
No, I could have actually been a kin, like let's say he had a brother. If I'm kin to him through his mother's side.
Brother or kin from maybe somebody on his mom's side or his aunt's side, you're still kin.
Yeah, but not descendant. I mean, like
I'm a descendant from his mother.
Yeah, but like I am not a descendant of my grandmother's sister. No, I'm a descendant of my grandmother.
Yeah, but they said I'm a descendant of from his mother's side.
From his mother. So it could be from one of his siblings.
One of his siblings. But then you got to research, well, okay, sometimes these kings and royalties, they had a duke or earl, they named them, all kinds of crazy names. And you think, well, okay, if Duke so-and-so was his brother, or Earl so-and-so with his brother, or Lady Anne, or was his sister, you got to research, and then you'll find somebody to match with. That's what I'm working on. Somebody that the names match up. And it's something to do.
That's actually pretty cool. I think my dad would like that for Christmas.
Be a good Christmas gift for you.
Yeah, my dad's interested in that.
Yeah, just like I said, right now, if you go to history.com, $68, you get a full workup of your mom's, your dad's, they call it continuity, mom's DNA, dad's DNA, and one of your own DNA. And then the descendants that they can find that's in the registry, and your percentage of English, Irish, or whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hey, for like I said, $600 is what I paid, and I was well happy. I'd do it again, but I don't need to. But I'd do it again because it answered a
Well,
lot of
you do
questions.
it again. You get the same results, or if you get different results, huh? See if they're being honest.
Well,
You know,
well,
that
what?
would be, if you had money to burn, that would be interesting to do.
Uh-oh. Your
My
doggy's
dog's-
going off. I call my
my
dog
dog.
door alarms.
Well, like I said, you've got a little bit of a leadway here. Uh, like they're all, more DNA they get on record, the closer they can find out who you're really, really kin to.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Excuse
what
me.
I'm looking at. Is more people put up their DNA, and over in Europe. Now, what they started doing over in Europe, they started taking DNA from a lot of these royalty people.
Yeah.
Or their descendants thereof of the royals, like what is it, Queen Elizabeth, and they started taking DNA of William and Charles, and all these people, and then of course they're going back on their descendants, and of course then they have a record of them, and then they found a lot of bones in some of these places where they know if he was the Earl of Cambridge or whatever, and then they take a DNA off of him and see actually who he was kin to.
I wonder if they're going to find that a lot of them that are supposed to be kin aren't.
Oh, they're going to find a lot. They're going to find a lot of them that the children came from their mistresses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Back in the royalty and stuff and that. Yeah.
The wrong side of the sheets.
Yeah.
According
yeah,
to some of the older movies that I see about, some of them old movies about royalties and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, there's one of these papers in here, and it's called Glad the Impaler.
Oh, isn't it the guy that
Mr. Vampire himself?
Based on?
Yeah. Yes. Gladimore. Yeah. In some way or another, I have a possibility to be related to him.
Oh, that's a little spooky.
Vladimir.
Well, that'd have to come from that Eastern Europe side. And then on another side, let me look at another one. I think it's Genghis Khan. One of them is Genghis Khan. I was looking in here. Could be, now we're talking, they even go to 0.000%.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So there was one person on here that was, let's see, he was 0.001% Indian, Native American. Now that's pretty good. Let's see here. I was trying to find that one other person I thought was funny. Now let me go back. But it was sort of funny. And now that guy of the Huns, there's a part of his DNA. Of course, we're talking Roman days, 450 BC.
Yeah, I would say that's Roman days.
I've got back here where they've where the Scottish people made Stonehenge.
Yeah.
I got a percentage of the Scottish heritage in me that built Stonehenge because they from the bones.
For all you know, you and I could be ancestors that were neighbors.
Let's see. Oh, good Lord. Here's another guy from Norway. I mean, and it shows the path that that population traveled. I'm just, like I said, I was amazed that it would have so much information on a piece on paper that I think it might be another book.
It'll spit.
Well, let's see.
Your parents always tell you, don't spit. Well, spitting can get you a lot of information.
Didn't I? And I'll tell you, I was just amazed. I'm kidding. I got Viking blood in me. What else have we got?
Yeah, I'm sure I got some Viking blood in me from, I think we come from Ireland before they started pushing out the Catholics, and then they went into like England and France area. And supposedly we got some of that Viking. I thought, well, where'd it go? Because I'm only 5 foot tall. I thought the Vikings were tall people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All right, if they took from the native Eastern Europe people, the natives of Eastern Europe, there's only 82% of them that with the same DNA that I have. But I only got 2% of the 82%. So 80% of the people have my DNA in them. 80%.
2%.
Or I have 80. But I've only got 2% of it. So that was saying, it's what you're going way back there, and I guess it gets diluted after a while.
Well,
yeah.
I was doing a little figuring here, and I don't know if it works this way or not, but you get 50% of your DNA from each of your parents.
Yes, you do. That's correct.
So 25% of your DNA would be from each of your grandparents.
And a quarter.
And then 12 and a half from your great-great, 6 and a quarter great-great-great. And you had a 3% one, that would be 4 great. And then 1% would be 5 great. But I don't know if it really works that way.
Well,
that's
now,
just
the way they say this, my DNA has 34% Irish blood in it, which came from my mother's side. But now my daddy's side has 29% Great Britain. That's might as well be picked out of the ass of London. But the 25% is filtration of the people in England. In other words, Ireland, England, Wales, Scotland. You know what? The people that's actually in England right now. I'm 25% of the population of England.
What is currently in England of that DNA?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So what your DNA matches 25% of the current British population.
The UK population.
Okay.
But it matches 34% of the Irish population. If it was but if you go back to the Irish population, I'll show you one. You can go back to the Irish population. Let me see here. Which one's Irish? This is Great Britain. Well, let's use Great Britain, for instance. All right. They tested, let me see how many people they tested. Probably a couple of thousand or whatever. 60% of the people they tested in Great Britain have the same markers that I have. I have 29 of the 60%.
I see.
It's just like the Scandinavians. I only got 7% of the Scandinavians. If you go over to Scandinavians, and the Scandinavians has got like they're made up of other bloodlines that I don't have. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. I was thinking of it different. I was thinking of it wrong.
Right. And that's how it works out. Like this is a part of Irish blood. All right. Of 154 people that was tested in Ireland, native Ireland. Okay. There are only 76%. Let's see here. 76%. No, excuse me. 95% have, 95% of the markings of Irish descendants, and I have 34 of them.
Okay.
But Ireland has, out of some of the 154% people living in Ireland, there was 100% person that had 100% markings, 99% markings, 95% markings, 76% markings. Of all the people that live in Ireland, the lowest count was 76, which they would consider themselves full-blood Irish people. I still have 34% full-blood markings in there.
Okay.
See, because a lot of these people that's come from, let's say, some of their ancestors could have came from Scandinavia and England. They could have been brought in by the Romans,
Right.
as slaves or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I think some of this as the Romans were drove out, or the Huns were drove out, or of Europe, or they went and escaped through the Mediterranean, which led out by the Rock of Gibraltar. And on the way, they stopped at which would be called the Iberian Peninsula, which would be the Iberian River, and mated with some of them people there to give the Iberian marker, the native
Now,
Iberians.
is that Portugal?
No, that's a tip of Spain, but was not Spain. They were not Spaniards. They were descendants of the Jewish Empire
Oh,
Okay.
that fled after the fall of the fall of Jerusalem in 2000 BC. I mean, 2000 AD or something. No, 2000 AD or something like that. Before the birth of Christ. So it fell. Yeah, well, after the birth of Christ, 33 AD. That's what it was.
okay.
That's what it was. 33
A
AD.
long time ago.
Yeah.
A very long time ago. But you get this marker, this little flag that kicks up that says the people, everybody was 100% something at one time.
Right.
After that, they got diluted. But before that, they only came from one mother and one father. They proved that. And that was 9,000 years ago. They started expanding into Europe. But
Yep.
after
Then they started going,
before this,
like,
like
that's where you start getting your different
nationality.
descendants and stuff and nationalities. That's the word I was trying to find. Start getting all the different nationalities when they moved out of their own country more 100%, moved out into other countries, and they started changing, getting different nationalities in the tree line.
Right. But my father's side, I researched it better than any of them because it's easier to do. I found a tribe that he belonged to, that his last name carries the name to this day, 7,000 years ago.
Wow.
But you don't know. He came from that village because he carried the last name of that village. Now, what rank he held, or hell, he could have been a slave too, or a concubine, or whatever the hell they were. But they came from that central part 7,000 years ago, right after the Ice Age.
Wow. That's cool.
I mean, I just think it's fun to just work on it.
Well, yeah, it is. Like I say, it's neat to find out what percentage you might be of what ancestry.
Well, you take your last name, and a lot of times last names, if a person founded a town, they'll want to name it after. Or
or streets or stuff like sections.
And since I got a really unusual name, it's easier to find the other side of it. Now,
more so than some of the common names like Smith and Jones.
Yeah.
And
Well, a lot of people that use the word Smith, Jones, and Millers, they changed their names because their ancestors or they were murderers and stuff. There's a lot of that too.
I know that they found out, I guess, in my ancestry that the last name, surname had been changed, I think like 17 different times, the spelling of it.
Oh, yeah.
But
That's
majority
very
of it still pronounced the same.
I've got,
I think a lot of my ancestors were illiterate, and the last name was spelled many different ways because someone would say, "What's your last name?" and they'd say it and they'd spell it the way it sounded.
Yeah.
And
I've got there's about 9 spellings of Slauson. It's spelled Sloss. The German way to spell it, Slauson, was SCH for some crazy reason. The English language has changed a lot. I mean, it's mainly they took an English language off the High Germans. It's a German language. It's not English. But we use a lot of words that were Anglo, Saxons, Vikings, Europeans.
Kind of like a slang of everybody else's words.
Right. It's just like the word Christ in the Bible. That's a Latin word. That's not
Yeah.
that's not Hebrew, and that is not Aramaic. The Bible, Jesus was Aramaic, but and the language they spoke from back from Babylon was Babylonian. They didn't even speak Hebrew, so they got a lot of words in just in our Bible alone that really is different language than like I said. That word is the Christ or Christ is Latin. And all
Yeah.
it means is the anointed one. I mean, come on. That could be a lot of things, but
Yeah.
that's why all I'm saying is the words change as the civic. We've got words now. They put some new words every year up in the English dictionary. Do you know
Yeah,
that?
they say about the word of the year is this or something. They put a new word in the dictionary.
They put words in the dictionary that are wrong
Yeah.
and make it like conversate is now in some dictionaries.
Well,
Yeah.
hashtag. I
And
believe one of the new words this year or something is hashtag or something like that.
well, I can live with a new word for a new thing. You've got to name new things. But when you take words that are just words used incorrectly and then make it a correction, I'm too old school for
correct.
Yeah, I'm too
Well,
old
now
school.
if you now I research. Reason I know this, I research Bibles and I have a collection of them. That's what I do. The word. Do you know the word? What the word winch meant in the Bible?
No.
Winch, winch, whatever. It means good housekeeper.
Wench.
Wench.
Yeah, it means good housekeeper.
Oh, the WENCH.
Yeah, a winch. Like a woman.
Right.
Bring that winch in. It
Right.
means a good housekeeper. And you know what a shambles means
I
in
always knew I wouldn't.
the Bible? A shambles. What would
A
you think
shambles.
that the word shambles mean in the Bible?
A mess. In the Bible, I'm not sure, but nowadays it's considered like a mess or confusion.
Means a meat market.
Okay.
I'll be darned.
Like you go to a butcher shop. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I research. I not only read them, I research them word by word. That's why I like to do shit. That's why I'm just having fun with this. Is I like to turn around and research the words and what it means and where they're coming from, what part of the country
Never
they're
too
coming
old to
from.
learn new things there, Lucky. Never.
I'm 84 years old. I got to do something.
But no, it's interesting stuff.
Yeah, I've got a coat of arms, and it's sort of funny. It's got a German eagle, 3 roses of the let's see, the rose, the Battle of the Roses. I got 3 of them on my family shield. A sword, which means he was a knight, and then the seal of royalty and the rose. So I mean that's on my family crest, and that was made out by England. It's still you can find that today in the English archives.
Yeah.
But it shows it has the German eagle on it. Why does it have the German eagle? Is what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, it's like a crest with a German eagle. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I think mine has like 3 lions, a crown, and 3 lions. And I don't know what's all on. I can't remember, but I got it saved. A picture of it saved somewhere.
well, a long time ago, they every family had a banner, and it was mainly told their history descent, and that I researched out too. I mean, I just thought it was so damn fascinating to find out before I die, which don't mean nothing. It doesn't tell you exactly who you are. You know,
A percentage of what you might, where you come from.
all it's telling you is basically where you came from.
Yeah.
The people that came before you. Basically, it's hot. But I've got Christmas crap everywhere. Can you see it up here?
Yeah, I see on the shelf behind you there.
And all these little guys.
Oh, all lit up snowman. Multicolored. I got a nightlight plugged in my bedroom that does that. Sits there and changes colors. I don't know if mom's still watching her. I said, well, you can unplug that. I didn't want her to think it was having a disco party in the bedroom with the flashing, colored lights or something.
Well, I mean, I loved history. I always have. And at one time, I researched where the Christmas tree came from.
Yeah.
And that will surprise you too. It was great.
Trying to think. I think I'd looked that up one time or read something about it.
Isn't it German?
Yeah. Actually, it comes from the ancient Druids was part of it, and the Germans. But it came from the Bible. It says they'll decorate the trees and dance with silver and gold and dance around them. And it names what kind of people they were. But I mean, I just, throw that out there, but I like to just sit there and research stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like it don't make a bit of difference, but it's still like, wow.
Interesting to know.
Interesting to you, and you never know. When you tell somebody might be watching, think it's really interesting to them too.
Well, what I think is funny is it's just like rumors or anything else has a common ancestry of a little bit of truth in it. You just a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I also call it just a big old book of useless information.
Ancestry's probably been like that forever. Just a big useless information, but
well, I'm gonna tell you something
interesting.
Let's see. It was after around the 1800s before they ever put pockets in breeches.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And before the Civil War, they didn't have a right or left foot shoes.
Oh, I'd heard that before.
That the shoes were straight or something like that?
Yeah, wouldn't that be horribly uncomfortable?
No, your feet
And
would go
what
straight.
I think was so funny, that split tail coats? You remember they made tuxes that were split tail, but it actually comes from the military for the lieutenants. They were the only ones allowed to wear a split tail coat. And you know why the split tail coat was for?
I couldn't imagine, but I kind of think it's probably something nobody would think of.
Each split tail had a pocket under the inner side of it to carry maps.
Oh, and they were the ones that had to have the maps for the commanders.
Yeah, because and I think stupid information like that's sort of funny. I got to go see what this phone's ringing for.
That is pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought of anything like that. Well, I see we still got 3 viewers out there. Probably thinking around here in a few minutes, around 10 o'clock, we'll go shut it down. We'll let Lucky come back. I don't want to just pop out on him. Let him know that we'll call it a night. Some interesting information, though, about that ancestry thing. I was trying to find it, but my computer on that part was slow. It's probably because I got that other... Let me pause this other thing here so it'll... That way I don't have too many things running. Maybe it'll come up easier.
I missed that phone call. They'll have to call back. I don't care.
If it's important, they'll call back.
Always a granddaughter wanted to know where their mother was. Basically, my daughter lives with me. She's off visiting with her girlfriend. They decided to have a girls' barbecue or girls'
night.
No, they're going to stay home and cook or something over this 56-year-old woman's house. And I told her, "Well, go. You'll enjoy it." My daughter's in her 40s. And like I said, "Go. You'll enjoy it. Don't have to sit around me and listen to me cough and spit." And apparently she's not answering the phone to her daughters, so her daughter won't know where she went. But I can tell her she went to see her 56-year-old friend. They're having a night. Her and a bunch of friends are having a good time over at this woman's house.
Inside cookout or whatever you call it.
They're going to make Christmas cookies and, the whole little...
yeah, like a little gathering.
Like a cookie party.
Yeah, basically, they're going to cook Christmas stuff and... Because it's right around the corner to Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what they're going to do. But I don't know the number. If you tried your mother's phone and don't reach it, apparently she don't want to talk.
Yeah, I see Cindy on the side. She says, okay, going to go political here, but someone needs to find Obama's birth certificate. And then she says, okay, guys, I have to close this, but going to have to close up the store and got to go. And yeah, I was thinking it's getting around 10 o'clock, Lucky. So I figure we'll probably wrap this up here and call it a night. And
Well, like I said, you have them invite me again. I'm nice meeting your friend. What was your friend's name again?
Vanny Granny.
Vanny Granny. Well, that sounds like a
I'll
good
put
one.
it on the side for you there.
Well, all right. If you put it on the side or her link to her channel, I'll subscribe.
Okay. It's not much of a channel. I'm just learning.
Just starting out.
I'm just learning how to do this.
Did you know how I got started this crazy stuff? I was watching this guy named Bry. I think you know who I'm talking
Oh,
about.
I know Bry. Yeah, he's a friend too.
And I'd been watching him forever, just watching him, ever since he started, basically. And one day I wanted to make a comment. Well, I didn't know you had to join the crazy thing to make a comment. You know what I'm saying? And it's been downhill since.
Well, it's amazing how much time I spend looking at YouTube videos and thinking about YouTube
That's what I did, yeah.
videos and
Instead of TV.
and now meeting YouTube video people.
There you go.
It's
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
neat.
like me, Dee. I started off being nosy, and I already had who married who on both sides. And I think, well, I'm going to have to take a DNA just to see what else I can find out. Well, I didn't realize that you could really, with a DNA, you can go back thousands of years.
to the beginning of time, really.
Well, yeah, because you carry the same mother's DNA from the first female, and you carry the same male's DNA from the first male. But you know what's so funny about that? The first female DNA, they go back, I want to say 40,000 years ago. Yeah,
Wow.
40. But the male's DNA was only 25 or 30,000 years ago. So I'm
put her YouTube channel there on the side. So if you click on that, it'll take you right to her site there.
Yeah, but what kind of stuff do you put up?
Not much, just a little bit about building my van and one about a moonshine cookie.
Well, that's interesting. Moonshine cookie.
Yeah, she's just starting out.
I am just starting out. I am as newbie as a newbie can be.
This is the longest she's ever been on camera.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna have to learn how to talk like the rest of us.
Yep, that's what I said. She said, I don't show my face on my videos and stuff. I said, well, you don't have to do this. She goes, no, it's okay. I said, well, this be a good practice for you. From now when you videotape your videos, you can just kind of point the camera at yourself a little bit, talk a little bit, and there you go. Get you started.
Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up my last video for the year and delete all the rest of them and put them. I've already got them in a folder and start off fresh every year. But you're monetized now. They're liable to go back. But I found out people don't never go back 6 months or 3 months or whatever and ever watch a video.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, well, some people too, if they're starting out. If I go to a channel I haven't seen before, I will go to some of their older videos first, like see how long it's been since they first started their videos, watch some of their new ones or their old ones, and then, look at a couple more later on and a couple more, on up till present time, kind of get an idea of them and what they're doing and all that stuff.
I've been very interested in van build stuff. It's like I might find somebody who built their van a couple years ago, but it's still interesting to me to go back to see what they did, what they put in it, what their ideas were. So I've done that.
Well, I usually don't. When I start off fresh, and when one of their videos pop, I got 250 people I sub to. A lot of people, I got more people I sub to than sub to me.
Yep.
and when their video pops up, I got a lot of them to watch. But usually I have about 35 to 45 somewhere every day to watch. There's some of them are longer and some of them are others. And I'll tell you another thing: when you make a video, it's different than a hangout. If you run it over 10 minutes, you've lost people's interest. I try to keep them down around 5, 6, 7 minutes because I found out if you go ahead.
I don't watch long. I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, people don't like them after 10 minutes. I've seen some 35, 45-minute videos. Come on, I could make a movie. Damn.
I know sometimes some of mine get a little long.
Yeah, I know you, but but after 10 minutes, I just start skipping. Go up a minute or two and skip, a minute or two and skip. Because sometimes people get a tendency to I have a friend of mine that he repeats the same thing about 6 times. So you watch the first 5 or 6 minutes, you got him. You got him
figured out.
He's just going to repeat the rest of it. Well, how's the Christmas doing for you, Dee?
Doing pretty good. Actually, I got my first Christmas tree. Cindy and Bodie on the side, she sent me a package I got today, and it has one of her Christmas trees in it that she no longer uses. So, and she even put some ornaments in there. So my job tomorrow is, I guess, I'm putting up a little Christmas tree.
I bought a metal. I don't know if you can see it. I've got Christmas trees everywhere, but this little metal one, can you see that little metal one?
Oh, yeah.
All right, on back there is a bigger one, but my daughter put up this little metal one I put up. Then I got one in yonder that I put up. And like I said, I'm not going crazy for Christmas, but I like a few things up for Christmas.
Yeah, it's me too. I put one string of lights outside, and I got some of them little Christmas stickers I put in the windows. And the Dollar Tree had some of these little solar candlesticks to put in your windows. So I got a couple of those, and then I got my tree today, so I'm going to put up a tree tomorrow.
Let me tell you a trick. This is what I do, because since we're RVers or whatever, I buy Christmas lights, but I buy the clear ones, or I buy rope lights, but I like the clear ones. Now, everybody gets their own color. You can go blue or green or whatever color you like, but I don't buy them for Christmas. When I go into an RV place, I usually have the single white outside bulbs. You know what I'm saying? The little the UV bulbs or whatever they call them things. And I string them around my area, from tree to tree or to whatever, or around my awning, or around, I have an RV, the bus, or I have the ambulance. And I just got through camping, it's been a couple of months ago or a month ago, down at Sulphur Park. And I made my little area all lit up, and it's about like having a couple of light bulbs, And the park ranger don't gripe because they're not going to burn much electricity. But they usually don't gripe at all. And I said, well, I just like my area. If I get out in the middle of the night or whatever, I look out the window. I want to see,
what's out there.
I don't want to see pitch black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or you don't know if there's a bear standing out there, a raccoon or a fox, or who knows.
Or hoodlum. But buy them now was what I'm telling you. Or wait till right after. I tried to wait right after Christmas once.
Oh, yeah.
And people bought them all up. But I find them on sale or whatever before Christmas. And sometimes if I run across them after Christmas, but a lot of times I'm not going to run across the ones I want. But that I got like 3 or 4 more boxes I put up. But start doing that, because when you in the summertime or whatever, it's just like having ambiance lighting or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
right now I got one blue rope light before I started camping because I got a deal on it. And then I got I don't know, was it a 70 string bulb of blue ones for like Christmas lights. And it's enough lighting right now, so when I let the dogs out in the middle of the night when they wake me up, it's enough to where they can see, and then I can see them, rather than turning on the porch light or something all the time.
Well, see, what I do is when I camp on a spot, I've got 100-watt strings of 100 bulbs in a string, and I've got boxes, like always have 3 or 4 boxes. And I might just put up 1 box or 2 boxes. I sort of try to make a square of my little area. And that way I can look up in the middle of the night. And if they're in that square, now I always run some on the backside too, so I can look out the
Yeah,
window.
you can see them if they're in that square.
All right, and now on the backside where there's no door, no nothing, just a window, I run them across the top, and I turn it on. If there's somebody within 4 or 5 foot of that window, I can see them.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm just telling you to be. This is a way to be safe, because I'm telling you, open the door. Do you look first, or you just open the door?
Well, my window is one of those kind of what do you call that glass that you can't frosted glass. You can't see out that window on the door.
Well, you're gonna have to.
They make them frosted or bumpy in that, so you can't see out them windows.
Well, what I want you to do is start using either a side window or a kitchen window or something that's on that side. Go look first. Put up the lights. Go look first, and then go right then and open the door. And then first, just crack.
Probably look out the bedroom window or this kitchen window, and probably at least I can't see exactly, but if they're not on the steps, I'll be able to see who it is.
Well, and then just crack the door at first and let the dogs run out. And if they don't, they start barking and raising the heck, shut your door. Don't worry
I always
about
bring
the
their
dogs.
leash on the inside. I bring their leash on the inside so I can hook them up on the inside. So when I open the door and they go, at least they're on the leash.
Well, that's good too. See, I don't let Oreo out at night. He's been trained to go on them pads.
Yeah.
He was taken out of a kennel, thrown in a dog shelter, taken out of a dog shelter, trained in a prison. So all he knows is the pad. I can let him out and run all over the yard. I've got a great big fenced-in yard with my daughter's dog that somebody thrown out. And I said, no, that dog's 14 years old. She took her to the vet and she was over 14. I said, that dog does not need to go to a humane society at 14 years old.
No.
So I brought her in. It's his buddy, but he comes back in to use the bathroom. I said, dog.
He's so used to using his little piddle pad. He'd go outside and play and run around, come in and piddle.
yeah, but he's a Chihuahua. He's not no Saint Bernard, thank for God.
Right.
But that's
I always try to keep a couple down if I know I'm going to be gone for a long period during the day. If I'm not in the campground, be able to come up and let them out throughout the day. I'll put some of those down too.
And I'm gonna tell you,
if you have a 12-hour shift, will they be okay?
It'll be at nighttime. They'll be doing what they're doing now. They'll be sleeping. But if they wake up in the middle of the night, I'll have the pads there by the door. So
now, is she living in a van right beside you right now, or traveling or whatever?
Traveling in my van. Yeah, I'm pulled up in her parking space in her little driveway.
All I'm gonna tell you though, you're a van traveler.
Right. I'm not a full timer. It's a van camper traveler person.
I'm going to tell you something. You need protection, and it does not always have to be a gun. You can get, and it don't have to be mace. You can use wall spray. It'll shoot 40 foot, and mace only shoots about 1.5 foot.
I've thought of that.
And now what I did is I bought little handheld crossbows, and it's not illegal to own one. And they're good for about 10 to 20 foot. They're very accurate about 10 foot away. They shoot one shot, and it's a little arrow. You can buy different types of arrows. But the gun costs me about $35. The arrows are like 20, 30 cents a piece, 40 cents a piece. I bought 200 or 300 of them. And I only use them for protection. Now, I always have a gun, but you have to have.
Well, I'm sure if they get hit with one of those arrows, they're going to be like ooh and owing and stuff. Enough time for you to get the heck away.
Well, what I'm saying, as women and elderly people,
yeah,
you need to make sure you have defenses.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people out there. Trust me, there's a lot of good people,
but there's always some bad too.
It only takes that one out of 100,000 to hurt you.
That's right.
And so you guys be damn careful, especially traveling, women traveling. Is okay. If I sprayed him with mace, he's going to sue me. Well, who in the hell court would really? I was scared to death. I picked up anything I had to have some bug spray laying on the table. You see what I'm saying? I would. It's better than being raped and murdered. I don't care. We'll fight it. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and robbed.
If they're inside your living space, which is your RV or your van
Van or
or any vehicle, then they invaded your space. In Oklahoma, we have as soon as they break the plane, it used to be you have to have everything classified as a home or a motorhome.
okay.
To invade your privacy, well, since we had so many carjackings, they moved it to cars and vehicles. So that saved us. It's the same as breaking your plane, coming in your home.
Yeah, because it's a recreational vehicle, RV.
Right, and it's the same. But see, vans was not protected. But we passed laws in Oklahoma, and a lot of other laws passed them too in almost every state for hijacking.
When I got my carry permit, what was the saying? It's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. But there's other ways to be safe without having to use deadly force.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I said,
I might, if you have a gun, you don't want to always have to try to kill them. I mean, you can shoot them in the kneecap or the foot or something and take them down.
Well, one of the things
unless they got another gun too, well, then you might have to.
I mean, I know the carry permit laws in my state.
Right.
I don't know the laws in other states.
You have to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering. I don't know. I'm just wondering if that's going to be prohibitive. I don't know.
But what I'm trying to say, there is certain laws.
Carry laws, gun carry laws in state of Tennessee, gun carry laws in state of Georgia, or wherever you decide to go. Just you have to look it up in advance.
That's for handguns. Under the law, there's no law that says you cannot have a rifle. And I'm not talking about a Uzi. I'm talking about a 22, 14,
regular rifle, yeah,
shotgun, hunting rifle. There's no laws against it, but there's not you could even go state to state, but you can't go over into Canada. But I could take a hand crossbow,
and go anywhere with it.
Go even to Canada, Europe, or anywhere.
Now we hunting rifles into Canada, but it was 20. Oh gosh, my son was a baby and he's in his 30s now. So 30
they changed a lot after that 9/11 stuff. They changed a lot of things for good.
Did they? Yeah.
I'm just saying, be safe, be alert, look always before you jump out there. If that dog can wait 2 more minutes so you can look out that window before it can get outside.
Yeah.
And light up. Hoodlums and criminals and stuff does not like the light. They're like vampires. They don't like the light. They like the darkness. And just all I want to tell you, be careful through the holidays, especially going shopping or whatever. In the state of Oklahoma, we've had purse snatching, all kinds of crap. And
parking lot snatchings.
Yeah, it's like I tell my daughter. I said, do not take your purse. Take your money. And I gave her a little pocket thing. Put it in your front pocket. Don't put it in your butt pocket because they'll say you have. If you want to put something back there, put your phone back there.
Yeah.
I said, and when you pull out money, don't roll out. She doesn't carry money, but she carries her card. And a lot of people, they'll roll out $500 or $600 in cash. No. I do. If you carry money, always, like I said, if you're going to go somewhere that you only want to spend $25 or $30, put 40 in there. Or if you're only going to go get a candy bar and a glass of milk, put a 20. Don't put 100.
Right.
Yeah, and don't be insulted and say, "Well, wait a minute, let me count the rest of it to you in changes and ones," like you ain't got anything. You know what I'm saying? Because.
Right.
It is. I just can't tell people enough. People
it's crazy nowadays out there. Just anyway.
Yeah. I you know how many shoes I own and stuff. I said some certain pairs of shoes I don't wear out in public because I don't want them to know. I won't wear them. But
well, we're gonna call it a night.
All right, nice talking to you. Everybody on the side chat, hi.
And I will invite you on the next chat. I'll probably try to have one before Christmas.
Well, like I said, I'm going to go delete all my films and start over again. But Nice meeting you, and just be careful through the holidays, Dee. I want to see you in the January coming up.
Coming up
And,
for the new year. Yep. You
and
too. Get better.
especially out there in them parks and stuff like that, recreation parks and stuff. You never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Pretty dead around here in this park lately in this area. So
Is it that bad?
anybody could pop in.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't know it was that dead up out there. Well, I like to go camping in the wintertime. I'm sorry. Because there's 50 and 60-degree days. I like to get out and do it.
Well, you get that throat and stuff better and get that cold taken care of.
Yeah, you too. And you take care of both of you ladies. And too bad we didn't get more.
All right. Good night.